Faraday future stock analysis. Okay guys, so here we are with yet another EV stock. So this is Faraday Futures. So this is actually a company. Okay, I heard about this company basically sparingly. They came out and they recently did their SPAC merger back on the 22nd, and they're officially, obviously they're officially listed on their NASDAQ under the ticker symbol FFIE. So this stock is a very interesting one. Okay, it absolutely got crushed today, as you can see here in my Webull account. Stock is down over 21%, and that's because they officially came out with their reservations, guys. And this company had only like 300 reservations, okay, and it's currently trading at a $3.4 billion market cap. So a lot of people are probably wondering, like, what's going on with this stock? But if you guys are thinking about like a long-term investment, this stock is currently trading, very, very close to the SPAT level of like $10, and the RSI is down to 32. So I thought, hey, if you're going to buy this stock, this is a great time to talk about it. We obviously don't want to buy it when it's obviously all the way, around $20, even more recently when it was around, $16, $17, $18. It's just too much for this company, I believe. So we're going to do a deep dive and go over the whole story, guys. If you guys enjoy my content, please smash the thumbs up button and hit the red subscribe button to receive more videos. We're going to be doing more deep dive analysis. I got a lot of positive feedback on that Robinhood video. So we're going to really dig into this company and go over and talk about everything. It's down again. So I think this is an interesting dip buying opportunity. So let's get right into the video, guys. Okay, so first off, let's talk about the news. So this is what sent the stock crashing. As it says, Faraday Future announces that all 300 of its invite-only FF91 Futuristic Alliance Edition vehicles have been pre-ordered, guys. So just to keep things short, it says Faraday Future Intelligent Electric, a California-based global shared intelligent mobile ecosystem company, announced today that is taken advanced pre-orders and deposits for all 300 of its limited edition invite-only FF91 Futuristic Alliance Edition models, known as the F191. 300 pre-orders included 268 previously received pre-orders from the F91 Alliance, and a few pre-orders are retained within hours of the FF shares listed on the NASDAQ. I'm going to show you guys some pictures of it, and we're going to dig into the investor presentation. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on whether I think this is a good stock to buy or not. So as you can see here, this is another high-powered EV. So this is really probably going to compete most likely with the Tesla Model S Plaid and the Lucid Air. So as you can see here, it says both models have industry-leading 1050 horsepower, 330 kilowatt battery pack. Can go from 0 to 60 in 2.4 seconds. So it's a little bit. So the model, I think the Model Plaid can go to 0 to 60 under 2 seconds. But like I said, it's in that same class of the higher end EV model. So let's take a look at the picture of what it actually looks like. So here is the FF91, guys. You take a look at it. Pretty sweet looking vehicle. I'm not gonna lie. I heard a lot of people saying that it can rival the Model S. As you can see here, here's some more pictures. It's very interesting. It has a really, really nice interior. I think that's one of the things that stood out the most for me. It seems very similar to Lucid Air. I like the Tesla vehicle, and I think Tesla is a great company, but I don't think they make the best looking vehicles. And just the interior of Tesla, I think, leaves a lot to be desired. So as you can see here, some more pictures. One of the nice things about the Faraday Future is that it's just like the Lucid Air, okay? It's a very, very, very spacious back seat. So you can actually recline, you can like lie back all the way down on the seat. And like if you were to go to sleep or something like that, it's really comfortable. As you can see here, here's a picture of someone like reclining all the way in the back of the seat. So you can do the same thing in the Lucid Air, but I'm not sure if you can do that in the Tesla Model S Plaid. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but Teslas don't have nearly as much legroom as the FF91 or the Lucid Air. So guys, like really nice looking car. It looks great. Obviously, whole 9 yards. Very interesting company, okay? So now we're going to dig into that investor presentation, kind of give you guys some specs and things like that, and give you guys some future revenue potential, and then we're going to talk about where the valuation is going to be. Okay, so this was posted in February. Okay, you can grab this over at the website. It's ff.com. So we're just going to head right into the presentation. I'm not going to hold up any longer. So as you can see here, first starting off with this company, okay? Like I mentioned earlier, they're working on producing one main vehicle, just like Lucid Motors is doing, the FF91. And let's take a look at the company. So here we are. This is the founder. And the CEO, okay, his name is Carlson Bretfield. And here is his team, okay? So this is kind of the people that are involved with the SPAT agreement, and these are the people that are going to be actually running the company, the CFO and the vice president. So the deal closed, our deal already closed back on the 22nd. And if we take a look here, the value is around 2.6 billion. So obviously that number is a little bit more increased because the stock price is currently trading over $10 at the moment. And as you can see here, they have a valuation of 0.3 times 2024 revenue of $10 billion, guys. So this company is really expecting to kind of, ramp up sales. Obviously, they're expecting to hit around 10 billion in sales by 2024. It'd be really interesting to see if they can actually hit those numbers. I think that's a little bit, obviously, with 300 pre-orders, it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to go from, basically very low revenue to as high as 10 billion in the next 3 years. But I've seen similar projections from other companies like Lucid Air and Fisker and things like that. So assuming they're going to execute, I don't really see what's wrong with that projection. But, this company doesn't have that many pre-orders. So as you can see here, talk a little bit more about the vehicle. They have around 300 employees. Okay, once again, just working on one vehicle at the moment, and they really want to scale revenue like crazy. They're also looking to potentially become profitable within the next 3 or 4 years. They have a very, very interesting production plan. It's a little similar to Tesla and I would say Fisker, kind of a blend between that. They're going to be producing the vehicles in the U.S. and in China. Okay, so very interesting story. This is really, I really just learned about this company like right when they went public. I think they kind of slid under the radar. I really haven't talked a lot about them, but they've been creeping up and there's been a lot of interest. So this company is, I think, it's not getting nearly as much attention. So I just want to talk about kind of how they're setting things up. Okay, so they're headquartered in LA, and they're going to be working on a factory in California that can produce around 10,000 vehicles, and then they are going to have a partnership in South Korea to produce 270,000 vehicles, and they're also working on getting some vehicles made in China. So 3 main outlets, very different from Tesla, but similar as in they're going to have a main factory in the States. And then very similar to Fisker, because Fisker has basically outsourced all of their production. So Fisker, the guy Henry Fisker, the Fisker Ocean, that's their flagship vehicle. They're not going to be making any of these Fisker Oceans in America at all. They're outsourced all of it to Magna and Foxconn, the same company that Apple works with. So they're kind of using a hybrid model, I would say. So now it looks like they've got 4 vehicles. Okay, so they're obviously working on the futuristic. Then they're going to be launching the FF81, then the FF71, and then they're also working on a last mile delivery. This looks a little bit similar to some of these companies out here. Okay, it looks similar to kind of what maybe Canoe is working on, similar type of vehicle. Very interesting company, guys. Falling really under the radar here, but I like what they're doing. I like any company that is going to disrupt the car space. You know how bullish I am on EVs. EVs are going to transform are basically the way we drive over the next 10 to 20 years, just like the smartphone transformed the way we communicate with each other. So very interesting stuff here. Here's a quick look at the team. Like I said, quite a bit of experience. Here's, GM, Maserati, Motorola. So, definitely enough experience to get things going. And if we take a little bit look at this is another look at the reservations. So as you can see here, there's another discrepancy, okay? So they said in the presentation that they had around 14,000 reservations for the future Faraday Future, but in the press release they said only 300. So perhaps the 300 is like a limited edition. Maybe some people got confused there. So this is something I definitely wanted to talk a little bit about, because obviously 300 reservations kind of scared a lot of people off. But if you guys haven't seen this presentation, I'll be sure to link to it in the description below. You guys can check it out yourself. They seems to have 14,000 reservations, seems to be quite on par with other companies like Fisker, other companies like I just mentioned, Lucid Motors. So I wish they would clarify that. They made it seem like they just sold out and that's all they have, but they say on the presentation 14,000. So that discrepancy, I'm going to look into that a bit more, but let's continue. So as you can see here, this is just basically a timeline. This is a look at the interior of the vehicle. And then as you see here, you can recline it and things like that. Just very nice vehicle. It just seems you know, standard. It seems very luxurious. There's even two rear passenger TVs where you can watch things and stuff like that. They're saying that they have one of the strongest horsepower vehicles in the market. You know, and this is definitely on par with Lucid Air and the Model S Plaid. So, like, lots of leg room. Just overall going to be a pretty nice vehicle. I haven't really seen, you know, too many YouTubers or, you know, any really popular YouTubers talking about it. I did hear a couple of mentions from some other channels, people's raving about it, but other than that, it really hasn't gotten much of the publicity, I would say. Okay, so let's take a look here. So, as you can see here, they're going to be starting the launch. This is the limited edition. Okay, that's selling for $180,000, and then they're going to be selling the standard one in Q4 2020 for about $100,000. That's the FF91. So this is quite an expensive vehicle. So if they really have 14, you know, if they really have 14,000 pre-orders, that's pretty impressive. Okay, that's going to be basically be able to generate around $1.4 billion in reservation revenue if those numbers are accurate. We'll see. We'd like some more clarity on that, but this is definitely not the cheapest vehicle. But they do have some other vehicles. These vehicles are going to be competing, obviously, with more cheaper vehicles like the Model 3 and things like that. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this company executes. It just seems like they have things together, but you know, we'll really see if they're actually going to come through with all of these, with $10 billion in revenue just in the next couple of years. So I just want to talk a little bit more about, let's see here. Okay, so there's a lot of other information here, but I want to kind of start wrapping this video up. Right now I want to talk about the financials, okay guys? So obviously we know that they're projected to have around $10 billion in revenue by 2024, and they're planning to have positive EBITDA in 2024 as well. So there's definitely going to be probably a 3 to 4 year timeline where we're kind of waiting things out and kind of seeing where this company is going to head. They have a lot of plans to do similar things to what Tesla's done by basically start margins all slim and then contribute margin, you know, make margins bigger and bigger over time. So if they're really able to execute that strategy, that would be awesome. And like I said, they have some comparison charts on here, mainly revenue. And they're basically saying that this is a great deal in comparison to some other companies like Canoe and some other companies that are trading at much higher valuations. So the growth is there, okay, guys? You know, if they've got to execute and they've got to produce, and I think one of the things we've learned so much from Tesla is that they're experts at basically, you know, producing vehicles and delivering them. So even if the vehicles have problems, you know, Tesla makes, you know, callbacks all the time. They make adjustments. They recalled the Model S, they redesigned it, complete interior and everything like that. They had a problem. They mentioned recently in the last Q2 call that they had a problem with the chip shortage. You know, they rewired the software and everything, used you know, alternative chips. So Tesla, you know, sets a goal out, does everything. Their employees work so hard to hit those production goals. That's what we're going to have to see out of Faraday Future, because I really think that they're already playing catch up to Tesla and Lucid Air and even Fisker. So they're probably fourth in terms of popularity on the luxury vehicle market when it comes to the Fisker Ocean, the Lucid Air, and the Model S Plaid. So they're going to have to play catch up. The car looks amazing, and they're really going to have to work hard, I think, to hit those production numbers. Otherwise, I think a lot of investors are going to be just terrified to hold this stock because they saw those 300 pre-orders and, you know, 14,000. That seems like a huge stretch. So, you know, that's all I want to say about this. Like I say, guys, you want to check out the presentation yourself, you take a link in the description. So now let's talk about where I think this stock is going to head into the future. Okay, so right now, this is sitting at a great buying opportunity. For you guys that are new to SPAT agreements, all SPATs start at around $10. So this is like the initial price that you can get in. And as you can see here, when this deal was announced, this thing ran up to $20. So basically, you're able to get, you know, at pre-SPAT levels back in January. And I think a lot of people are afraid, but look, this company, the similar projections in terms of pre-orders to Fisker, not for the limited edition, so don't get confused on that. They're going to be producing the regular FF91 in Q4 of 2022. So those 300 vehicles that we saw in the press release, those are going to be produced this year, but only 300. So they're going to do 300 vehicles this year. They're going to start producing the normal FF91 next year, next Q4 2022. They have 14,000 reservations. So maybe people are just impatient. Maybe that's why they dumped the stock. Okay, it's down a lot today. I think this is an interesting buying opportunity. So you guys know how bullish I am. There's so many EV companies that are going to do well. We're going to just use basically the same parameter that we did with Tesla. Okay, we're going to just take a look at revenue. So when revenue is going up, margins are going to improve, and then they're going to have positive EBITDA. And then as those margins get better and better and better, they're able to lower the cost of the vehicle. That's going to produce profits just like it did for Tesla. So the down part is it took Tesla basically 9 years to turn a profit. But the good thing is that a lot of these companies are saying, well, I don't want to have the cheapest vehicle out there. I want to sell higher end, more luxury vehicles to start out. I want to sell a higher margin product and try to get profitable faster, because I don't think a lot of people are going to hold FFIE stock if it takes 9 years to hit profitability. That'd be in 2030, guys. So these companies want to hit profitability within 3 to 5 years. So I think that's a good strategy, and that's going to, make shareholders happy. So where is my future projection? Well, guys, I'm I like to use price to sales ratios and compounded annual growth rates to gauge where stock prices are going to head within the next 3 to 5 years. Why do I do that? Because I don't know if this company is going to be profitable. Price to earnings ratios, you like to use those type of ratios for kind of more traditional value companies like Walmart, stuff like that. So I like to use 20 for the EV ratio, price to sales ratio of 20 for the EV market, simply because Tesla trades at a price sales ratio in that ratio. This is still kind of a high growth industry, but it's not as high growth as some other ones, right? It's not as high growth as e-commerce or things like that, where you'll see, or streaming, where you'll see some ridiculous price sales ratios. So we look at price sales ratio of 20. If they're able to hit, they want to hit $20 billion, $10 billion in revenue in 2024, use a price sales ratio of 20. This could be a potential $200 billion market cap. So the upside is there, okay? If this company hits a $200 billion market cap, this stock could potentially 50x. So obviously a lot of things are going to have to happen right for Faraday Future. I think the name is a little confusing, but like at the end of the day, perhaps people will just like the products more and not really worry so much about the brand, which I think is a little long. You would like to see something shorter like Tesla, Fisker. I think it's easier to remember. Faraday Future Intelligent it's a mouthful, okay? So that they don't think they have the greatest name, but hopefully they just go by Faraday. And I think that the potential is here, okay? This could be like a 25 to 50x stock if they really hit those numbers. And you're going to see a lot of these EV stocks are going to moon, right? Just like Tesla mooned, you're going to see Fisker, I think, Lucid Air is going to moon. This one as well. So this could be this is like my fourth favorite one. And the potential's here, guys. A lot of these stocks are going to make big money. You're not going to have a company that's going to be doing 10, 20, $30 billion revenue. It's not going to stay at a $3 billion market cap for long. So, there is some risk here, okay? A lot of people say that the chip shortage is a lot bigger than people are talking, and people like Elon Musk say it's a huge problem. But, obviously the chip problem was induced by two main factors. I still think the Suez Canal blockage really slowed down a lot of logistics in the supply chain. And I also believe, obviously, the pandemic, okay? They just don't have enough workers to make these chips. So there's a huge demand for EVs, but there's not enough people in the factories to make the chips. So those things will hopefully alleviate themselves at least by next year, and we could really see some of these stocks moon. So I think the potential for Faraday Future, I know it sounds a little outlandish, but I wouldn't be surprised to see this stock maybe 20, 30, 40, 50x within the next 3 years. So not right away, but definitely we know that if they really hit those limited editions, people love those vehicles. By Q4 2022, that's next year, this stock could easily be probably a $40 to $50 stocks, around 5x within the next year or so. So like I said, if there's a time to buy, you definitely want to buy it when people are selling. So that's what I think about this company. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please smash the like button and hit the red subscribe button to get more video content from me. That's all I got on Faraday Future. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Till next time, guys, take care.